per the mandate. It is very sad that the committee is supposed not to oversight the expenditure of the revenue of the national share, and all these things is being disregarded and taken just so casually and lightly. So, Chair, let us pronounce ourselves strongly and make sure that the whole country knows that this is the committee of the Senate that is supposed to make sure that money that is being devoted to our counties is prudently put to use.
Thank you, Senator Gata. We have the advantage in this committee that we've got several chairs and several members of leadership of the House. So I'm sure we'll be able to give a very strong message. Senator Sifuna.
Yeah, Chair, first of all, let me express my disappointment once again with my governor. Chair, I think this is an exceptional case. Nairobi is an exceptional case. Unlike what the Senator for Kisi has said, other governors find time to appear before the Public Accounts Committee of the Senate. Mr. Chairman, I belong to 3 other committees. The first one is the Energy Committee. We have had problems with Governor Sakaja appearing before the Energy Committee to respond to questions regarding the disaster in Mradi and Embakasi East. We have had occasion to speak to every other agency that was involved in one way or another by acts of omission or commission in that incident. The CS for Energy, Honorable David Chirchir, appeared before the Energy Committee. The EPRA management appeared before us. The National Environmental Management Authority appeared before us. The only agency that is remaining so that we can close that inquiry is the county government of Nairobi. And the last meeting we had at the Energy Committee was, I think, 2 weeks ago. They summoned him. He is supposed to appear before that committee tomorrow. And I'm going to again face Inspector where he's not appearing. At the Housing Committee, where we are both members, Chair, regarding the urban upgrading program, we have the largest housing program in the country. Nairobi has the largest housing program, where we are redeveloping 13 estates. He failed to appear 6 times until the chair of the committee had to fine him 500,000 shillings. He is the reason and the motivation why Senator Ososi brought the motion before the House to enhance that fine, because 500,000 to Governor Sakaja is nothing, and to most of these governors is nothing. That is why there was a motion before the House to even give committees of this House and the House itself powers to arrest these people. I was with my governor on Saturday at the consecration of the 2 auxiliary bishops for Nairobi. He didn't indicate to me anywhere that he was going to travel. I was seated right next to him. So for us to receive this sort of contempt, and at the Energy Committee, he had the audacity one time to write at 8 a.m. when the meeting was supposed to start at 9, saying that he was going for a burial in Nyeri. That same burial that we all attended, but we had to prioritize parliamentary business. We finished and we went to Nyeri. Mr. Chairman, this is an exceptional case, and I really would strongly agree with the suggestion that has been made. That is not a matter to be discussed in this committee anymore. Governor Sakaja has to be brought for the whole House to be discussed, because you will see this frustration run across all the other committees. Even at the Committee of Health, he cancelled a meeting of the Committee of Health one time, and he told us he was at State House. And this is a former senator. So this is a governor who needs to be brought to account. If you look at the matters we are discussing, Honorable Chair, 2020-2021, we have adverse report, adverse opinions from the Auditor General. 2021-2022 is adverse. 2022-2023, which was just submitted to the Senate last month, is also an adverse opinion. When will we ever have to have a conversation about the issues facing Nairobi? And he likes to claim that things are working in Nairobi. But if you ask anyone, just to name one thing that is working in Nairobi, nobody can tell you. If you look at the schedule of the projects that are stored in Nairobi, Mr. Chairman, it is crazy. And yet we receive the highest amount of money. At this particular point in time, Nairobi ranks number 1 on all the negative lists. If it is the highest pending bills in the counties, out of the 160 billion shillings pending for all the 47 counties, Nairobi has 107 billion pending. We have stored projects from hospitals to markets to roads, but we can't have a Chairman, even if the people of Nairobi say that I am a bad person, that I am just hounding the governor, this is the moment when we have to do oversight. We have to have this conversation with him here. So if I can't have a conversation with him here on behalf of the people of Nairobi, when I follow him to funerals and those places he likes to party, can I be blamed, really? Can the committee be blamed? And this is a terrible situation that we are facing. If you look at the amounts of money, Nairobi is now doing budgets of over 40 billion. We don't pay suppliers. People are being auctioned. Garbage in Umoja have piled up. They are reaching the power lines. You go to places like Wangware, garbage has blocked sections of the road. And you can't come to have a conversation with us so that we help you to sort out this place. If I was Pontius Pilate, chairman, I want to hand over my governor to you for hanging because I am unable to do anything else. I mean, what am I supposed to do as a senator? Please take this governor and do with him as you will please. I have washed my hands.
No, you should not wash your hands. If there's a crucifixion, you will also drive a nail.
Drive the first nail.
Yeah. I think this is Senator Sifuna has really made a strong case for this, because where else do we meet a governor to discuss objectively issues around the impact of development and devolution, if not in this forum? Where else would you find that governor? When Senator Dulo goes to the streets of Isiolo, she's being accused of sabotaging the governor, and yet they cannot come here. When Sifuna goes to the streets of Nairobi, is accused of sabotaging the governor, and yet this was the impartial, objective constitutional organ for that conversation. So what should we do? As the speaker says, we cannot be a house of lamentation. Senator Dulo.
Chair, I think we have powers to take action on such rogue governance. And my proposal is you need to bring a motion to the House where we pass as a resolution and take action against those governors who refuse to appear before this committee. And one of the proposals is the one that was made by Senator Onyonka, depending on the number of times they refuse to appear. So, and I think if their money is stopped, they are going to run all over.
Yes.
So that should be the best proposal and resolution that Senate should pass.
Thank you.
And I think, Chair, you have to move with speed, because this is going to be a trend.
Yeah.
Immediately we resume on Tuesday, you must table your motion so that we can quickly pass and make a decision on it. Thank you.
Thank you. And as we share this, I want someone to reflect, maybe the legal team or the researchers. Contempt of parliament has never been defined as an offense, but contempt of court is, isn't it? So what are the consequences of contempt of court? And why would contempt of parliament be taken as a casual thing that does not invite certain consequences? And the judiciary is an arm of government or an arm of state, if you want to call it that. Parliament is also an arm of state. Contempt of executive orders and directives invites very, very strong repercussions, including Kindiki declaring shoot-to-kill orders. So why should contempt of parliament be such a laissez-faire matter? Perhaps that should be part of what we address in that motion.
Absolutely. Because you see, Chair, I don't think there is anything that stops this committee going in that direction. I don't think there's anything that stops the Senate, because our responsibilities are very clear. And I think the Supreme Court has actually pronounced itself. If it means we seek the good guidance of my Secretary General and other lawyers in this committee, we can actually have this matter even cascading to the Supreme Court for them to interpret what exactly do we do with a governor who doesn't want to come and meet this committee, and statutorily that
that's what he should do.
Chair, it is shocking that we are discussing something because we have been around since I think almost like this is our second term. Senate has been there close to 11 years. Do you have a precedent?
Yes, I think there are countries just next door, Uganda. They've got a police.
No, I'm saying in Kenya, do we have a similar case scenario where we have governors who have
contempt of parliament can lead to censure, because that's usually the consequence. You can be censured, you can be named.
Can they say censor the governor? Unless a lot of naming governors are supposed to be censored by the MCs, then I don't know.
Yes, so
I think there are those constitutional gaps are there.
And that's why we are saying we need to come
We power
to
to raise the mandate to the governor as a Senate.
Yeah, that's possible. That's within our powers, because provisions on stoppage of funds are there, flagrant disregard of the PFM and other laws.
Can we recommend an arrest?
Yes, it's in the motion.
Because I've always known that Senate is a quasi-judicial. I mean, it's a court away from the normal judiciary setup.
That's what I'm saying. There's a gap. This, whatever we have in the Powers and Privileges Act of summons and fines, is just a slap on the wrist. People like Sakaja can pay 500,000 every week, maybe drawing it from parking fees of Nairobi. So we need to have much more stronger consequences. And that's why I was asking the legal clerk to tell us, what is in law, what's the consequence of contempt of court? Is it jail, is it fine, and for what duration?
Chair, the consequence of contempt of court is the judge can direct that you actually serve time if you refuse to purge that contempt. So you've seen civil servants, for instance, who refuse to honor court orders. The threat for the imprisonment is always there. And this is why it was important to support Senator Ososi's motion. But I know that it has to go to the National Assembly because it was bringing amendments to the Powers and Privileges Act. Once those amendments are in place, we will have more powers. But for now, I think the suggestion that has been made, a motion needs to be brought. I have no problem as the Senator of Nairobi if the Senate resolved to stop money going to Nairobi. And nobody should argue that you're punishing the people of Nairobi because nothing is happening even with the funds. Nothing is happening in Nairobi. So, Chair, this is why I'm saying, for me, really, let the words of the Speaker reverberate, that we cannot be a house of lamentations. Once the powers of arrest come, once the National Assembly passes those amendments to the powers and privileges, we'll have a bit more in terms of what we can do. But for the moment, let us look at the things that the Senate can do. And the only way to deal with these rogue people, we should stop all money going to Sakaja's government until he appears here to answer this question. There's no other way.
Chair, you know, this committee has the sharpest legal minds actually in the Senate. This committee is composed of very brilliant legislators. I don't know why we are falling short of getting to the answer as what we're supposed to do with these rock governors, because, you know, we have been, some of us have been around for quite some time, and I think you must have witnessed some of these things before. So I don't think whether we are supposed to be struggling to get answers to what we're supposed to do. We are supposed to put our minds together and consult maybe other precedents across the board. Because we can't continue like this. Maybe we are becoming irrelevant every day.
Yeah, and as for precedents, one of the first scenarios that the Senate faced was with regards to appearance of Oparanya before the Public Accounts Committee. He refused to appear. He went to court, and I think he lost the applications he took to court. And the committee directed the Inspector General of Police to arrest and produce Oparanya before the Senate. The IG did not honor the directives of the Senate. So the Senate had to march to Vigilance House to demand the arrest of that governor, which again did not happen. So we cannot, we can reflect on those experiences, but we should never be seen to be acting in vain.